Thank you guys for being here. Man, on behalf of my mother-in-law, man, I bless each and every one of you that are here on this live. You know what I mean? Man, I bless you. Man, may God continue to manifest himself to you. May he have his way in your life. You know what I mean? And for those of you that catch this on a replay, man, my prayer is still the same for you as well. I got my GSU hat, man. I am a big fan of what Jackson State and Deion Sanders have accomplished over the last 2 years. It's a trip. I was looking back at Deion's life, and I've been a fan of Deion since he was in Florida. You know what I mean? Since he was in, since he was in college. You know what I mean? And it's a trip because Deion is just 3 years older than I am. You know what I mean? He's just 3 years older than I am. And man, I've watched his career and I've seen what he's done. Man, I was hoping and praying that he stayed at Jackson State. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. What's up with you, Paul? Man, we're gonna go somewhere tonight. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and take this off. I just wanted to wear this just to support what's going on down there, man. And they see you. They see you. I promise you, they see you. You know what I mean? They may not say nothing, but they see you. They see you. They see you. They see you. Man, we gonna go off tonight. You know what I mean? We're gonna go on tonight, man. Family. Let me catch myself. Let me get my composure. I'm a little nervous right now. Man, pray for me, man. Man, pray for me. You know what I mean? Pray for me. Yesterday, I made a video titled Peace Be Still. That was our live yesterday. Peace Be Still. Today, we're going to pick up a little bit where we left off yesterday, but we're going to take it to a whole nother realm. You know what I mean? We're going to go deep tonight, man. And I hope and pray that you get something out of this time, out of this energy that's been shared. You get something out of this message. You know what I mean? They see you. Make no mistake about it. They see you. They see you. They see you. Yesterday, again, we're talking about, man, Paul and not Paul, Jesus and the disciples, you know what I mean? And all the things that Jesus did prior to him going in a boat and having to go across the sea, you know what I mean? And so often we sit back and we look at life and we don't understand the obstacles that we're going through. Stay with me. I'm just laying the foundation, just laying the groundwork. We're going to go somewhere today. And so often we struggle because it's like, dang, why am I going through this? Dang, whoop, you know what I mean? Man, how come I'm always facing these battles? How come all this stuff is always happening to me right before I do this, right before such and such happen? And I know that in my own life, you know what I mean? I know that before I even do the lives, you know what I mean? Man, before I do the lives, family, I guarantee you, there's always some turmoil. There's always something that's coming up that's trying to mess up my energy, that's trying to mess up me from hearing from the voice of God, you know what I mean? That's trying to disturb the connection that I have. You know, stay with me. I promise you, we're going somewhere. And it's the same thing in your life as well. So often we go through things, it's like, dang, why am I getting challenged like this? Why are all these obstacles coming up? Why are all these roadblocks always coming in my way? And we start to wonder, man, is this a message from God not to go this way? We start to wonder, man, am I cursed? How come I can't just have a smooth path? How come everything just can't be easy selling? You know, how come there's always something I got to go through? How come there's always some drama or some madness or some chaos I got to deal with? And man, they see you. They see you. I promise you, they see you. And what am I saying? So yesterday on the live, Peace Be Still, we talked about all the things that Jesus went through prior to taking the disciples on the boat and them going across the lake, right? And once they got on the boat, Jesus knew that he had a mission on the other side of the lake. The disciples had no idea what was going on. Disciples had no idea what they were about to encounter. Jesus knew, but the disciples didn't. Jesus knew that I got to take them across this water. I got to get them out of their comfort zone. I got to show them some stuff. I got to show them, man, they ain't as spiritual and as deep and as woke as they think they are. I got to humble them, but I got to open up their eyes to some big shit. And Jesus, man, I got to get them out their comfort zone. I got to take them over here, and they're going to go through this darkness. They're going to go through this trial. They're going to go through this storm. And that's what God is saying with you. Man, he's taking you somewhere. He's taking you to bigger things. He's taking you somewhere, but you got to go through the storm. You got to keep pressing on through the storm. You can't give up right now. And so once Jesus got to the other side of the road, the lake, man, and again, understand, Jesus had just poured out his energy, poured out his spirit, poured out his soul on all these people prior to getting in the lake, prior to getting on the boat. So there's 5 different things that Jesus occurred. Jesus came down from the hill, man, and he healed all these. He healed the guy with leprosy. Then he healed the centurion servant. Then he went into he spoke into the lives of this guy that wanted to follow him. Then he went into Peter's mother-in-law house and healed her. And then after that, they brought many. The Bible just says many people with demonic spirits, many people with these quote unquote evil spirits, and Jesus healed every single one of them. And after doing that, he said, let's go to the other side. Understand the flow. The disciples just saw him heal all of these people. The disciples just saw him heal all these people with these evil spirits, these demonic spirits. Then they get in the boat, and Jesus is knocked out, and a storm comes up. And Jesus calms the storm, and they make it to the other side. And as soon as they make it to the other side, guess who saw Jesus? Guess who recognized Jesus? Legion. There's this guy, there's a story in the Bible where this guy had, man, he had a lot of quote unquote evil spirits. The Bible said his name was Legion because he had many. And you understand, Legion is a Roman term, it's a Roman military term. And in a legion, there's up to like 5,000 soldiers in a legion. Okay, stay with me. And so they're using this term legion to describe how many evil or demonic entities was in this one guy. This guy comes running down out of the tomb. Understand this, follow the flow. This guy, soon as Jesus come up on the land, this guy comes running down out of the tombs. And he cries out to Jesus. What's up with you, Jose? And he cries out to Jesus. He sees Jesus. He knows who Jesus is. But understand, this guy has all these evil spirits, quote unquote, evil spirits attached to him, to the point everybody in his family, everybody in his community, everybody in his town had given up on him. This guy had been shackled with chains, and he broke every single one of them. This is what the Bible says, that this guy has been shackled so many times, and they finally just gave up. You know what I mean? Because they understood they couldn't keep him shackled. They couldn't keep him bound. He kept breaking his shackles. This guy would sit there and take rocks, and throughout the day and throughout the night, out of the tombs, he would cut himself and just be screaming out loud. So understand the flow. This guy sees Jesus. This guy who ain't never talked to Jesus, who ain't never had a conversation with Jesus, ain't never seen Jesus before, but he saw him getting out of the boat and he recognized him. Game, recognize game. I say it all the time. This guy comes running down out of the tomb to talk to Jesus. This guy who everybody said was fucked up and could not be helped. He was beyond being helped. And so many of us, man, that's us. You know what I mean? That was me. That's my story. You know what I mean? Couldn't nobody help me with shit. I was fucked up. I was gone. Beyond gone. But they see you. They see you. And the trip is, this guy who's hanging out in the tombs, understand that he's hanging out where the dead people be. He's hanging out in the graveyards. He's hanging out where people that are walking around normal, alive, ain't trying to be. Nobody's fucking with this dude. Nobody's trying to have a conversation with this guy. Nobody's sitting there trying to break bread with this dude. Nobody wants to be around him. I don't care how lonely you are. I don't care what you go. You ain't that lonely. You might be lonely, but you're not as lonely as this dude was. This guy's hanging out with dead people. This guy's hanging out in the tombs. And he's taking rocks and he's cutting himself and screaming throughout the night. So you can imagine the people in the community. Man, this motherfucker's gone. You know what I mean? This motherfucker's shot. He ain't coming back. Ain't no helping this one. but he recognized Jesus. He recognized Jesus. And it's true. The disciples were walking and talking with Jesus. The disciples was always with Jesus. And they just went through a storm. They just went through something that scared the fuck out of them. They just went through a situation, and they didn't recognize who they were with. They didn't recognize the power of the God that they were with. Although they saw Jesus do all these great things. They saw Jesus heal all these people. They saw Jesus cast out the devil and these demons out of all these people. They still didn't understand the power of this God. They still didn't understand the power of Jesus. They saw Jesus, but they didn't recognize Jesus. They didn't understand the power of Jesus. And so now you got this demonic guy who sees Jesus, and the Bible says from afar, from a long way, he saw and recognized Jesus. He didn't even have to be in the vicinity of Jesus. He didn't have to see the miracles that Jesus did. He didn't hear about the great things Jesus did. From afar, from a long way away, he saw and recognized Jesus and came running to him. He came running to Jesus. You see, here's the trick. So many of us, we're begging people to accept us. We're begging people to embrace us. We're begging people to like us. We're begging people to confirm who we are. And the trip is, they see you. They've always seen you. They just don't give a fuck. I'm going to say it again. So many of us, we're so stressed out. We're so frustrated. We're so pissed off because we're trying to get people to recognize us. We're trying to get people to see us for who we are. I'm a good person. I'm a godly person. I'm a good woman. I'm a good man. I deserve a good queen. I deserve a good man. And I don't know why you treat me like this. And I don't know why you do this. And we're doing all this stupid shit because we're seeking validation. We're doing all this stupid shit because we don't know who the fuck we are. We're doing all this stupid shit because we don't understand who we are. And so what the Bible's talking about, this guy comes running down and he sees Jesus. He sees Jesus. And he's having a conversation with Jesus because he knows why Jesus is there. Here's the trick. The people in your life, they see you. They know why you're here. Your spirit, your energy convicts them. Your energy fucks with their energy. Their toxic ass bullshit, ass low vibrating fucking energy is convicted by your energy. And so now there's a conflict. Not because you're doing anything wrong, not because you're criticizing them, not because you're putting them down, not because you're blasting them and condemning them. No, you ain't doing shit. You just being you. You just being righteous. You're just being pure. You're just being the godly chosen person that you are. And their fucking low vibrating fucking energy is convicted by your energy. And so what most people do, instead of being convicted, instead of being, man, let me humble myself, let me get my shit straight. Why am I in conflict with this person? Why can't I give this person their props? Why can't I see this person who they are? Why am I always having an issue with this person? Instead of people doing that, what they do is they flip the script. Now they want to get mad at you. Now they want to blame you. Now they want to make you feel bad. Because they know that they fucked up. They know they got some issues that they ain't resolved. They know that, man, I'm on some low vibrating bullshit. But I don't want to acknowledge it as me. It can't be me. So it has to be you. So I'm going to flip the script on you ass because you don't know who the fuck you are anyways. So I'm going to make you feel like the bad guy. I'm going to make you feel like you're the one that's on low vibrating. I'm going to make you feel like you're the one that's fucked up. When the reality is me, and it's always been me. But I don't want to fix me. So I'm going to blame you for being you because you make me feel bad about being me. Man, that went over some of y'all heads. And so this guy, this demonic guy, this guy with all these evil spirits, this guy, the lowest vibration you could get on, you know what I mean? Lowest fucking frequency you could get on. He still saw Jesus. He still recognized Jesus for who he was. He still knew the purpose of Jesus. How the hell is that possible? Because righteousness is righteousness. I don't give a fuck who's around. A chosen one is a chosen one, and I don't give a fuck what everybody else is talking about. I don't give a fuck. Oh, you're not godly like this. Oh, you don't believe in God like this. And you don't believe in Jesus like this. You don't believe in Yeshua like this. You're not reading this, and you're not studying this. You're not. I don't give a fuck about that bullshit. A chosen one is always gonna be a chosen one. Stay with me. We going somewhere. And they see you. They recognize you. But they can't give you your fucking props. They see you. They recognize you. They know who you are. They know why you're here. They don't want you to know. They don't want you to know how powerful you are. They don't want you to know that you're the chosen one. And so they're going to flip the script. Always. And so check this out. So this guy's sitting there. And he begs Jesus. Man, look at all those pigs over there. And it's the commentary says it's about 2,000 pigs. And understand, the pigs at that time in the Jewish culture was an unclean animal. They couldn't eat pig, swine. And so these guys, or Jesus, this legion, this demonic guy, he's begging Jesus. If you're going to cast us out, we know you're going to cast us out. You know what I mean? That's not even a fucking option. We already know what you came here to do. We already know that you have all power. We already know that you came all the way the fuck out here to bumfuck Egypt just to get rid of our asses. We know why you here. We know what you came for. Man, all we have, man, just let us go into those pigs. Just allow us to get attached to those pigs. Jesus said, go. He allowed all those evil spirits, all those demonic spirits to get attached to those wild pigs or to those that herd of pigs. And the pigs, man, they ran and fell off the cliff and drowned in the sea. And so this guy is sitting there. This guy who nobody would fuck with. This guy who nobody could reach. This guy who nobody could have a conversation with. This guy who was tormenting himself and tormenting the community. This guy who was screaming at nighttime and throughout the day. This guy who was cutting himself with stones. Who broke all the chains that everybody ever put on him. Humanity had given up on him. He was a lost cause. Beyond all help. The religious people couldn't help him. The doctors couldn't help him. His family couldn't help him. No matter how much they loved him, no matter how much they prayed and pleaded with him for the change, they couldn't help him. And so he stayed out in the tombs because nobody wanted him around. Nobody respected him. Nobody valued him. So he stayed with the dead folk. And the people that was watching over the pigs, when they saw what happened to the pigs, and they saw how this man was sitting there at the foot of Jesus, now clothed and in his right mind. What am I saying? This guy who had been wailing and screaming and crying, who had been tormented, who had lost his fucking mind, is now sitting at the foot of Jesus with clothes on, in his right state of mind, talking with Jesus. And what happened? These people, they saw Jesus and they took off out of fear. They saw this guy who had been healed. They saw this guy who had been fucking them up, you know what I mean, for years, scaring the fuck out of them. But now he's sitting there in his right state of mind. Now he's sitting there like a student at a master's foot. He's sitting there at the foot of his master, man, and just carrying on a conversation with his teacher. And the people who was watching the pigs saw this, and they became scared. And they ran and went told everybody in the community. And this is what the community did. Yeah. You know how we are. We fucked up. The community come. The community. And they see this guy sitting there. And he's just talking to Jesus, questioning Jesus, just asking Jesus questions. And they're just carrying on a conversation, an intelligent conversation, a spiritual conversation, a righteous conversation. And the community, the people, told Jesus to leave. The people didn't accept Jesus. The people wanted nothing to do with Jesus. Jesus just did one of the greatest miracles. And the people rejected him. The people wanted him to kick rocks. Why? Because, man, the pigs was money. That was a source of income. And you fucking up our money, Jesus. We don't give a fuck about this dude. We don't give a fuck that this dude was twisted, that he was hurt, he was going through some shit, and nobody had the ability to help him. We don't give a fuck that he was out of his mind. We don't give a fuck that he was laying here with the dead people and talking to the dead people. We don't give a fuck that he was cutting himself. We don't give a fuck that he was breaking the chains with his hands. We don't give a fuck what he was going through. We don't give a fuck that you got the ability and the power to heal him. You fucking with our money. You gotta go. The people saw Jesus. The people recognized the power of Jesus. They saw the miracle. They saw this guy's life drastically changed. And it didn't take years. It didn't take him getting institutionalized and being put on fucking medication. That's free for some of y'all. It was instant. Boom. Instant. His life was changed. And the people didn't want nothing to do with it. The people was mad that this guy's life was changed. Why? Because it cost them all of those pigs. And y'all know how we, okay, if you want to heal him, how you could have healed him, but you didn't have to heal him at the cost of the pigs. You could have did something else. You didn't heal him right. You should have did something else. Why did the pigs have to die for this raggedy, sorry ass motherfucker? Why did we have to lose all this money because of his sorry deadbeat ass? He ain't never did shit. He ain't never been about shit. Ain't nobody ever fucked with him. You want to come over here and play Captain Save-A-Hole and save this guy's life, but you cost us all of this money. You gotta go. You gotta go. It's tripping. The guy, he's begging Jesus. Man, let me go with you guys. Let me go with you. I want to be with you. I want to follow you. Where you go, I want to go. Where you sleep, I want to sleep. Where you eat, I want to eat. And Jesus told him, no, you can't come with me. Go back to your family. Go back to your community and show them what I've done for you. Show them how your life has been changed. Show them how you've been healed. Because if I could do it for you, I could do it for anyone. If your life can change, then anyone's life can change. If you could get off of all the shit you was on, then anyone can get off the shit they were on. The power of purpose. The power of purpose. I'm talking about being a light, a beacon of hope. You guys always hear me talking about that. Man, we have to be a beacon. There is no greater beacon than this guy right here. This guy who nobody fucked with. Everybody saw him as a lost cause. As useless, not having anything to offer humanity. To the point where you're ostracized. You can't even be around us normal people. You can't even be around us godly people. You can't even be around us normalized motherfuckers. You gotta be out there in the fucking graveyards. We can't get rid of your sound. We hear you all fucking day. We hear you all fucking night. We can't get rid of it, but we don't want to see your raggedy ass. Stay the fuck way out there in the fucking boonies. What you do out there, man, we don't give a fuck. Just leave us the fuck alone. But don't bring that bullshit over here. Why? Because when he brought his bullshit around them, he made them feel vulnerable. In his fucked up state, he made them feel insignificant. He made them feel weak. He made them feel powerless. Because they couldn't control him. And that's what people do. When they can't control you, man, they ostracize you. When they can't control you, man, they want to demonize you. They want to isolate you. And that's what they did with this guy. And that's what our families have done with a lot of us. They can't control us. They couldn't control us. And so they badmouth us. They couldn't control us. And so they try to shut us down. They try to make us feel bad. They try to make us feel like we was the fucked up one. And the truth, so many of them have told us you're the black sheep of the family. You're the fucked up one. Out of all the kids, you're the fucked up one. Out of all the grandkids, you're the fucked up one. You're the twisted one. You're the sorry one. You're the useless one. You're the ugly one. You're the stupid one. Because they see your purpose. They know who you are. Just like this guy knew who Jesus was. Stop allowing them to manipulate you. Stop allowing them to emotionally manipulate you into feeling like you ain't shit. Stop allowing them to physically manipulate you. Oh, you can't come around the family. We're gonna have a birthday party for mom, but your ass ain't invited. We're gonna have a birthday party for dad, but you can't bring you and all your 5 baby kids over here. We're gonna have a family reunion. Boy, ain't nobody gonna tell you because you can't show up. We don't want you over here. We're gonna all get together and take mama out to eat. We're gonna all get together and celebrate mama's birthday. We're gonna all get together and celebrate granny's birthday. But your sorry ass can't fucking come. Nobody likes you. Nobody fucks with you. You ain't wanted. We wish your ass wasn't even fucking born. Why? You dead to us. We know you exist, but you're dead to us. And this poor guy, was dead to his family. This poor guy was dead to his community. This poor guy was demonized and ostracized and chained and bound up. But he kept getting free. The only thing he couldn't do was free his mind. The only thing he couldn't do was free his spirit. That's heavy. I'm going to say that again for some of you. This guy's family and the community, his country, his clan, his kinfolk kept bounding him, kept chaining his ass up. And he kept getting free. They couldn't shackle him and keep him down. They couldn't shackle him and keep him bound up. He kept setting himself free. The only thing that he couldn't do was free his mind, free his spirit. Because his mind and his spirit was shackled, that's why he kept cutting on himself. That's why he stayed in the fucking tombs. That's why he kept howling and screaming throughout the day and night. Because emotionally, spiritually, he was shackled. He was bound. But when he saw Jesus, when he recognized Jesus from afar off, he knew he was going to be free. He knew that that guy had the ability to set him free. He didn't argue with Jesus. He didn't debate with Jesus. He didn't fight with Jesus. He knew that he was going to be emotionally and spiritually free. Some of us, we're so shackled emotionally. Some of us, we're so shackled spiritually. We're looking to be set free. We're waiting to be set free because we don't know how to free ourselves. We could free ourselves from our toxic ass family. We could free ourselves from this deadbeat fucking relationship. We could free ourselves from this dead end fucking raggedy ass job. We could free ourselves from this abusive man. We can free ourselves from this crazy and twisted ass fucking woman. But we can't free our fucking emotions. We can't free our fucking spirit. And so we're trapped. We're trapped. You hear me say get in a connection with God, get in alignment with God. I say that all the time. Why? Because that's how you get free. That's the only way for you to get free. Nothing else you do is going to free you emotionally and spiritually. I'm not talking about fucking religion. And I don't give a damn what religion is. Religion cannot free you emotionally and spiritually. Some of the most twisted, fucked up, racist, hateful people in the world, judgmental people in the world, are people that have religion. Religion does not free you. That's part of the fucking shackles. We have to grow up. We have to grow up. It's a trip. Later on in the Bible, let me backtrack for a second. So before they got on the boat, the disciples saw Jesus cast out all these quote unquote evil spirits from all these people. Now, they get on the boat, they go across the lake. This guy who's fucking running rampant, you know what I mean? Just running amok, just doing the most. They see Jesus heal them. They see Jesus set them free. And it's a trip because, again, Jesus wasn't calling down the power of heaven to help him. Jesus wasn't speaking in tongues. Jesus wasn't doing all that bullshit. Jesus didn't have to go get no fucking oil and slap you in the fucking forehead. Jesus didn't have to do none of that shit. Jesus didn't have to call the fucking elders to surround him. Jesus didn't have to do any of that shit. And the guy knew it. Legion, the guy who had been possessed, whatever, he knew it. He knew it. He knew today was his day. Today came his liberation. Today came his freedom. He wasn't going to have to scream and cry no more. He wouldn't have to be cutting himself no more. He wasn't going to have to go through all the bullshit that he went through anymore. He knew it. As soon as he saw Jesus from a long ways off, he knew that was his answer. He knew that was his liberation. That was his freedom. They see you. Make no mistake about it. They see you. They just don't want to give you your props. They see you. But they don't want to get in alignment. They don't want to humble themselves. And so they want to fight against you. They want to make you out to be the bad one. They want to minimize what you're doing. But they see you. They see you. They know you're the chosen one. They know there's something different about you. They know that you walk in your power. You walk in your authority. You walk in your liberation. You walk in your purpose. They know it. And so they come at you and they attack you because they want to stop you from walking in your power. They want to stop you from walking in your purpose. So they want to distract you. And they think, man, if all of us come and attack him, if all of us get together, we can make him feel bad because it's us against him. We're outnumbering him. We got the numbers. And here's the trick. They always had the numbers over this guy. They always outnumbered this guy. But they couldn't control him physically. They couldn't fuck with him physically. Even though they outnumbered him, even though they had quote unquote outpowered him, even though they had the ability to put chains on him, they couldn't control him. He broke every one of those fucking chains and shackles from off his feet and hands. And that terrified them. Because this motherfucker was so strong. He was stronger than all of them put together. And they knew it. The only thing that they can control, or how should I say, the only thing that they knew where they had him was that he was spiritually and emotionally shackled. And because he was mentally and emotionally shackled, they didn't have to fuck with him. They didn't have to worry about shackling his hands and his feet anymore because they knew he wasn't going nowhere. They knew he wasn't going to walk in his purpose. They knew he wasn't going to be the beacon of hope and love, the light that he came here to be. Because they knew he was shackled emotionally and spiritually. They didn't give a damn about him having freedom. to be able to get up and go as he pleased. Because as long as people can control your fucking mind, as long as they can control your emotions and control you spiritually, they got you. They got you. They have you. And that's why they attack you the way they do. That's why they come at you the way they do. Because they gotta keep you shackled emotionally. They gotta keep you fucked up emotionally. Because as long as you're fucked up emotionally, you can't walk in your power. You can't fulfill your purpose. You guys have heard me say this before plenty of times. The battle for your mind. The battle has always been over control of your mind. Because as long as they got your mind, they got you. You're trapped. You're trapped. As long as that dude is controlling your mind, you're going to stay there and let him do what the fuck he do. As long as that trampy ass fucking woman got control over your mind, you're going to stay there being henpecked and letting her just dog you the fuck up and disrespect you. Because she has your mind. And when they have your mind, they got your body. Here's a trip. As African Americans, so many of us, of our ancestors, were brought here with shackles on our feet, shackles on our hands, shackles around our necks. We were shackled. We were slaves. Here's the cold-blooded part. Here's the most fucked up part. They took the shackles off. Once they understood, they had us shackled emotionally. Once they realized that we were shackled emotionally, they knew they didn't have to shackle our hands. They knew they didn't have to shackle our feet. Because we got their ass lock, stock, and barrel. They're a slave to our fucking religious beliefs. They're a slave to our political beliefs. They're a slave to the dogma and the bullshit we spoon-fed them. We set them free. We let them vote. We let them go out and marry whoever the fuck they wanted to go out and marry. We let them move wherever the fuck they wanted to move to. We let them think they were free. Because we knew we had them as a fucking slave still. We knew we controlled their fucking minds still. And we've never grown up. We've never understood this shit. They put out movies. People put out movies, Matrix and all these other different movies. And people are fighting against the system. But they're really not fighting against the system. They're a fucking slave emotionally. They're a slave intellectually. And the trip is, they know that once they have you emotionally trapped, they have you as an emotional slave, you're never going to fight against that. You're never going to try to run away from that. You're never going to try to seek freedom outside of that. And anybody that come to try to wake you the fuck up, anybody that come that try to give you liberation and freedom emotionally and spiritually, you're going to fight against them and you're going to attack them as the fucking enemy. Because you've been brainwashed. Because you're a fucking emotional slave. Anybody that talks against your emotional prison, anybody that tells you where you're at emotionally and spiritually, you deem them as a fucking enemy. And you go to war with them, even though they're trying to set your ass free, even though they came here to liberate your ignorant ass. You see them as the fucking enemy. And you protect your fucking oppressors at all costs. You'll die protecting your oppressors. And you'll go to war with those seeking to liberate you. That's how fucked up we are in this. What's up with you, Wahid? That's how brainwashed we are. That's how ignorant and confused we are. Man, the quote-unquote man doesn't have to fight you. Because you're going to fight anybody seeking to set humanity free. You're going to fight and attack the chosen ones. You're going to wage war against the chosen ones. You're going to be the one minimizing, demonizing, ostracizing the chosen ones. Their whole purpose is here. Man, I'm just trying to help you, brother. I'm coming in righteousness. I'm coming in God. I'm here to help you. But your ignorant ass can't see that. Don't want to see that. And so you see me as your fucking enemy. You see me as the enemy. And you see the enemy as your fucking friend. Those that's kissing your ass, those that are lying to you, those that are deceiving you, those that are pumping up your head with bullshit, those that are giving you fucking distractions and stupid shit to focus on and to think about. Man, you're so happy and you're so ignorant, and ignorance is bliss. You're so comfortable in your fucking ignorance. You're so comfortable in your stupidity. Anybody that challenges that, anybody that gives you something to think about outside the box is the bad guy. Anybody that gives you something to think about outside the box, you call them a fucking hater. You call them the devil. You said that they're triggering you. You're saying that they're here to fuck up your joy, to fuck up your peace. No, they're here to fuck up your ignorance. And your ignorance, you think your stupidity and your ignorance is peace. You think your ignorance and your stupidity is joy and happiness. Because you've been so brainwashed. You don't even know who you are anymore. You don't even understand why you're here. And so those people that are free, those people that live outside the fucking box, those people that think and walk outside of the norm, you say they're conspiracy theorists. You say they're rebellious. You say they're troublemakers. You say they're know-it-alls. You have all these titles for them, when all they're here to do is help you. But you don't think you need their help. because you got this religious beliefs. You got this arrogance about you that makes you feel like you're better than them right now. That you know more than them right now. You ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to meditate. And we could just da-da-da-da and just read the Bible on Sundays and just the pastor tell us what to do. And who the fuck is this guy that be telling us da-da-da-da? The pastor didn't tell me that. My mama didn't tell me that. My daddy didn't tell me that. Bishop so-and-so ain't never told us that. Because they want you to stay a fucking slave. Keep giving them your fucking money. Keep giving them your fucking energy. Man, we got to grow up. We have to grow up. You have to grow up. It's a trip how this demonic guy, this guy that everybody had turned their back on, this guy that the whole community, the whole town said was useless and a deadbeat and Wudu had nothing positive to say about this guy. Nothing. And yet, he recognized Jesus. Let that marinate. Let that sink in for a second. All these intelligent motherfuckers that's going about their lives, all these intelligent motherfuckers that's living there and doing what they do, had all this money, blah, 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 blah. Man, it was the guy that they thought was useless. It was the guy that they given up on. The guy they said had no purpose, had no value. The guy that was troubled emotionally and spiritually. But he saw Jesus. He didn't just see Jesus. He recognized Jesus for who he was. See, it's one thing to see somebody. It's another thing to understand who they are, why they're here. Two totally different things. That's why you hear, man, I got this shirt. I don't know if you can see it. Namaste. I want you guys to see that. Namaste. And you hear me say it all the time. Man, the God in me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in you. I see God in you. Even though you wilding the fuck out. I see God in you. Even though you on some religious bullshit. I see God in you, even though you're on some political bullshit. I see God in you, even though you're on some racist, homophobic bullshit. I still see God in you. God is in every one of us. God is in each and every one of us. The problem is, just in the story, all these people, they didn't think they needed Jesus. They didn't think they needed God. They were comfortable in their life. They were comfortable living life as it was gone, as they had. And Jesus just showed up one day out of the fucking blue and just fucked everything up. Jesus just showed up on the land one day out of the fucking blue. Didn't ask nobody's fucking permission. He just showed up and changed every fucking thing. He just showed up. And the one person that was waiting for him, that saw him, that recognized him, he set him free. And everybody else that was comfortable living their fucking raggedy ass lives, everybody else that was doing all the bullshit they was doing, their lives continued as it did. They stayed in their fucking stupidity. They stayed in their fucking arrogance. They stayed in their fucking ignorance. Man, don't let that be your story. Don't let that be your story. To where God sends somebody into your life and you refuse to acknowledge and cherish and respect that person and connect with that person like you're supposed to. Don't be so arrogant and narcissistic and self-righteous. Oh, I got this shit, and I'm da 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 da, and I'm da 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 da, and I da da da, and you get stuck in your bullshit, and you miss your opportunity to get set free. What's up with you, Dee Dee? Man, I'm glad you're here. Don't miss that opportunity to get set free. See, that guy, that quote-unquote demonic guy, that guy that everybody turned their back on, that guy that was screaming and cutting himself throughout the day and night and just moaning and wailing all times of the day and night, that guy that was so fucked up, he knew that he needed help. And that blows me away. That guy that was so twisted, that guy that stayed in the tombs, in the graveyard with the dead people, that guy who had lost his fucking mind, that guy was the only one to see and recognize Jesus and the fact that Jesus came to set him free. Nobody else recognized the fact that Jesus came to set them free. They saw the loss of the fucking money. They saw the fact that Jesus did some great shit by helping this motherfucker right here, but that's not, nah, motherfucker, we didn't ask for this shit. We don't want you fucking up our lifestyle. We don't want you fucking up our money. We don't want you here because, man, we got to change some shit. Shit has to change when you're around. Shit can't go back to being copacetic, normal. Just your presence demand change. And we ain't trying to change, so you got to get the fuck up out of here. We don't want to change. So you're going to have to kick rocks. We don't want to change. So you can't be around us. This guy, this twisted guy, was the only person on that land that knew he needed to change. That knew that Jesus was there to help him change. We have to get it. We have to see the fact that, man, I gotta stop trying to kiss these people's ass. I gotta stop trying to fit into these groups. I gotta stop trying to be accepted by these motherfuckers. If I'm the black sheep, man, thank God I'm the fucking black sheep. If I'm the outcast, man, thank God I'm the fucking outcast. If I'm the rejected one, thank God I'm rejected by you motherfuckers. Because I didn't come here to be in your fucking cliques. I didn't come here to be in your little fucking groups. I didn't come here to be liked by you and to be in your little social status and sitting there sipping tea and drinking coffee and talking about bullshit. That's not why we came. And so for those of us that know, man, I don't know why the fuck I'm here, but I know I'm here for a reason. I don't know why, what my purpose is, but I know I got a purpose. I don't know what the fuck is going on in my life, but I know that there's something bigger than what I'm doing. I know it's something better than where I'm at. And so if my family and my peers and everybody else is turning their back on me, that's a good sign. If everybody else is kicking me to the fucking curb, man, thank you, God. I'm finally getting rid of they rejected, they were ignorant asses. Thank you, God. I'm not part of this crew no more. Thank you, God. I'm not stuck in the stupid shit no more. Thank you, God. I'm on the outside now. We have to grow up and understand who we are. We have to grow up. The trip. All the things that Jesus came here to do. The great majority of the people weren't trying to hear that shit. The great majority of the people rejected him. The great majority of the people didn't want shit to do with him. The great majority of people didn't even recognize him for who he was. And we miss that sometimes. We get so caught up in, oh man, Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus was God on flesh. Jesus was da-da-da. And people just fell down and just worshiped him. And people just accepted him. And people just bowed down and just humbly accepted him. No, the fuck they didn't. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. He didn't do any wrong. And yet humanity rejected his ass. He didn't do anything wrong. And people didn't want shit to do with him. Until it's time that they needed something from him. But he didn't look like the quote-unquote king of the Jews that they were expecting. He didn't look like the chosen one they were expecting and waiting for. So it couldn't be him. They didn't recognize him. They saw him, but they didn't recognize him. They saw him, but they didn't see him spiritually. They didn't connect with him spiritually. They couldn't see his energy and his frequency. Oh man, he's a great teacher and he's a great prophet, but this ain't the one. He ain't the no. We expected a warrior to come in to free us from these fucking raggedy ass Romans. We expected a real king to come in and we'll do it. And so they didn't receive him. They didn't receive him. And that's right. And I've shared this before. Man, after he had been captured, the Romans gave the Jews a choice. We got to set somebody free. You know, this is what we do. This Romans, they set somebody free. And so they had a choice. All the Jews had a choice. They could choose Barabbas, who's already been convicted of been convicted of murder. They could choose this murderer, or they could choose Jesus. One or two, the Romans was going to let go. The Romans was going to set somebody free. And it was up to the people to decide who was going to be free. Barabbas was a murderer. Jesus was a healer. Jesus was a beacon of hope, a beacon of love, a beacon of light. He came to heal and set humanity free. He came to help people think and see life outside of the box, outside of the norm. But the people didn't want to do that shit. The people wasn't ready for that shit. They wasn't trying to do that shit. And so they chose a murderer over a chosen one. Why am I talking about that? Because family, we got to grow the fuck up. You know what I mean? We got to grow up. You're a chosen one. But understand, the world is going to choose somebody like them over you. all day, every day. I'm going to say it again. You're looking for affirmations from your raggedy, toxic ass family. You're looking for affirmations and acceptance and love and praise and all this other shit from these toxic ass motherfuckers. These low vibrating motherfuckers. And what Jesus' life is showing us, like, no, that's not gonna happen. These motherfuckers ain't gonna accept you. These motherfuckers ain't gonna choose you. I know you're a chosen one, but they're gonna turn their backs on you. I know you're a chosen one, but they're gonna demonize you. They're gonna dog you the fuck out. Because the truth is, they know you're not like them. They know you're not one of them. And so they're always gonna choose their own over you. Because Barabbas wasn't gonna make the people think outside the box. Barabbas wasn't gonna make the people elevate their fucking frequency. Barabbas wasn't gonna make the people change their fucking lifestyle. That's what Jesus came here to do. That's what you came here to do. That's what we came here to do. Elevate the frequency of humanity. Elevate the thinking of humanity. To show humanity what love really is. To show humanity what compassion really is. We came here to empower humanity. But humanity wants the norm. Humanity wants the status quo. Humanity wants the bullshit and the superficial and the petty. That's why when you look around on social media and just in the world, you see the superficial motherfuckers. Man, they got all the fanfare. You see the ignorant, superficial, petty motherfuckers just making millions of dollars and getting famous beyond the wildest imaginations. And those pushing the truth, those pushing light, those pushing healing and trying to get people to raise their fucking frequency. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit. Ain't nobody trying to listen to that shit. Man, go sit your ass down somewhere. If you have a platform and that's what you're about, understand it's hard. It's going to be hard to really make a dent on humanity that way. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Grow up. It is what it is. Understand that Buddha, Jesus, all of the great teachers and the great men and women that came before us, man, they didn't have this fanfare like these motherfuckers do today. They wouldn't have been accepted and embraced and loved and, on the status like these motherfuckers today. They wouldn't have been like Kim Kardashian and all these other toxic ass motherfuckers today. Because Jesus challenged the thinking. He challenged the belief system. The same thing with Buddha. The same thing with all the great teachers. They challenged the belief system. And people don't want to acknowledge the fact that, man, I've been thinking wrong all of this time. People don't want to acknowledge that, damn, I've been believing the wrong bullshit all this time. Because they're a slave to their ego. Because they're a slave to their ego. Man, You can be as free as you want to be, or you can be a slave as long as you want to be. There's a price to freedom. There's a price to freedom. To emotional freedom, there's a price for that. You have to get connected to God. You have to change your perspective. You have to let go of some bullshit that's held you as a slave, as a prisoner. You're gonna have to let that shit go. You're gonna have to stop being a fucking victim. You're gonna have to stop acting like a fucking victim. You're gonna have to humble yourself. You're gonna have to acknowledge the fact that, damn, I've been wrong. I need to learn some shit. I need to sit at the feet of some people that could teach me some shit. Some real shit. That's not gonna feed my fucking ego anymore. Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you're so good looking. Oh, you're so in shape. Oh, you look so young. Oh, yeah, man, we ain't got time for the bullshit. That's all bullshit to feed our fucking ego. The person that's always hyping your ass up ain't your true fucking friend. The person that's challenging you and correcting you and empowering and telling you and showing you, man, we gotta grow the fuck up and we gotta think outside the fucking box. We gotta stop doing the same stupid bullshit we've been doing forever and ever and ever. That's your true fucking friend. That's the person that really has your best interests. But you don't want to hear this shit because it challenges you. It convicts you. So you push that person away. And you fill your circle with people that tell you stupid shit. Oh, girl, yeah, you know you look good. You know he fucked up. You know he ain't shit. You know he missing. You know the fuck he ain't. He done went on with his life. He happy as fuck. You sitting here mad as fuck. But you blaming him. He's the bad guy. He did, but that motherfucker's happy as hell going on with his life. You hate men now. You hate women now. But you blaming them. We have to grow up. It's not easy being a person that challenges people's beliefs. It's not easy being a beacon of light, a beacon of love. You're going to go through storms. When you look at the lighthouse shines best. The lighthouse shines the most the darker it is around it. The lighthouse shines the most when it's darkest. The lighthouse don't really have a purpose in the daytime. It helps people see, or people out on boats see, oh, there's a lighthouse. I see that above the land. Okay, cool. But it's seen more at nighttime, in the storm. See, so many of us, man, we're here to be that lighthouse, but we don't want to go through the storm. We're here to be that lighthouse, but we don't want to be surrounded with darkness. We don't want storms around us. We want the sunny light, and we just want nice weather. And just we just want everything easy. But you didn't come here for the fucking easy. You came here to fuck some shit up. You came here to turn some shit over. To flip some shit upside down. That's who you are. That's why you're here. That's not an easy road to walk. I get that. And that's why most people don't walk that road. It's too challenging. It's too lonely. That's why the great majority are on that bullshit. And this is why the Bible talks about, man, the righteous road is narrow. But the road to destruction is wide. It's wide. There's far more people on that path, walking, talking, thinking like that bullshit, than there are those on the true path of righteousness, trying to help humanity, trying to be a beacon of love, of hope for humanity. So it's easy for those people to, like, I don't know who the fuck you think you are. I mean, you only got this many subscribers. You only got this many followers. Man, I got millions of people that think this way of me. I got millions of dollars. I got da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I must be somebody. People going to listen to me. People going to believe me. People going to da-da-da-da-da-da. And I could just get on Instagram and just say what the fuck I want to, and they're going to do what I say. I just get on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and make this video or say that, and people will move. But your ass, nobody's listening to you. Nobody's paying attention to you. Who the fuck are you? You ain't nobody. You ain't got no fucking clout. It is what it is. It is what it is. Game recognize game. Real recognize real. That twisted guy saw and recognized Jesus. He knew why Jesus was here. And he humbly sat at his feet, ready to learn, ready to listen. That blew me away. That man who hadn't even been quote unquote healed yet. That man who was so twisted by society standards. How could he see and recognize Jesus? How could he honor Jesus? How could he cherish Jesus? And all these other people, quote unquote normal, all these other people, quote unquote enlightened, quote unquote fucking woke, they saw Jesus too. They saw Jesus too. But they didn't want to listen to Jesus. They didn't want to hear shit he had to say. And so it's going to be with you. There's going to be people that you're going to try to talk to. There's going to be people that you're going to try to help. They're not going to see you. They're not going to connect with you. They're not going to value you. They're not going to understand you. It is what it is. Don't allow their issues to become your issue. Remember who you are. Remember why you're here. You're a chosen one. You're a black sheep. You're a star seed. You're a healer. Whatever title you give yourself, you're here for a reason. For a reason. And that reason is not to be embraced and loved by everybody else. We get frustrated sometimes because we're human. Because we create platforms and we try to help people and they don't want to fucking listen. We have family members and friends we're trying to help and they think they already fucking know it all. They already think they got it figured out. And it hurts. And it gets confusing sometimes. It gets frustrating sometimes. I get that. You start platforms, YouTube platforms, TikToks, and Instagram. You start all these platforms and you're doing all these things. You're writing all these books and you got all these podcasts. You're doing all this stuff to make a difference in the world. And you're not getting the momentum or the attention that you think you deserve. I get that. People aren't watching your video like you think they should. Everybody's watching this stupid shit. And maybe 15 people see your video. Maybe 100 people see your video. You may only get 3 thumbs up, 3 likes. And you poured your all into that video. You poured your all into whatever it is that you do. And you don't get the attention you think you deserve. And that hurts. It's like a little knife being pricked in your heart. And the more you give, the less attention you get. And it's true because you can pour your all into something. Give your all into it. And like, man, this is the one. This, man, when they see this or when they hear this, when they watch it, man, they're going to get it. They're going to get it. This is the one. Man, I poured my all into this. Man, this is going to be the one. This is going to go viral. Whatever. You poured your all into it. And nobody say shit. Nobody pay attention to it. Or you get people that get on, that see it, and then they criticize you. They attack you. And you just put your all into it. You're completely drained afterwards. You have nothing left to give. And they attack you. They criticize you. They completely misunderstand and misrepresent what you're about. And that hurts. That's like the ultimate slap in the face. And sometimes we get to the point, it's like, fuck, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm drained. Why do I keep pouring my all? Why do I keep giving and giving and giving? And nobody sees it. Nobody recognizes it. Nobody cherishes it. I'm done. And if we're not careful, we'll give up. If we're not careful, we'll quit. If we're not careful, we'll start sugarcoating our shit to be embraced and valued and liked by others. We'll change everything about what we're doing, hoping that more people pay attention to us now, hoping more people like it now. We become like the rest of the world. You sugarcoated your message. You got completely off track because you got fixated on the numbers. You got fixated on the praise or the lack thereof. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's a lonely walk. It's a lonely journey. We have to learn how to encourage ourselves. We have to learn how to pat ourselves on the back. We have to learn how to support and empower each other. How to encourage each other. And when nobody's encouraging you, man, can you pat yourself on the back? Can you encourage yourself? Can you lift your own spirit? Man, They see you. I promise you, they see you. Make no mistake about it. They see you. They see you. They're hoping that you change. They're hoping that if they ignore you long enough, they'll manipulate you emotionally and you'll surrender to them. You'll cave up under the pressure. You'll fold under the pressure. And you'll start tweaking your purpose for them. And when you do that, you dim your own light. You forfeit your own purpose. Man, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being with me on this journey. Thank you for your beautiful energy. We're coming to the end of 2022. And there's a whole lot going on in the world. And a lot of us have a whole lot going on emotionally within our own head. And that's okay. Stop being so hard on yourself. Stop thinking you're not doing what you're supposed to do because you don't have all the followers. Or because you're not getting all the praise and all the accolades like these other people. And so you start tearing yourself down. You start saying, I'm not good enough. You start invalidating your own self. Keep doing what you're supposed to be doing. Keep pushing. I promise you, they see you. I promise you, they hear you. Man, namaste. The God in me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God in you, in each and every one of you. We all have God in us. The great majority of us never allowed that light to shine out. We talk about God, we talk about spirituality, but we never really live it. We never really manifest it. We're great at lecturing, but we suck at being an example. We suck at living what we talk about. Man, I love you. My queen and I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.